Hi, we're Adeche, he's Solomon,
And she's Adwoa.
and welcome to African Mythology and Religion.
Oh, this is going to be such an exciting journey into stories that have shaped a continent, questions that have plagued our comment section.
So let's start with a few easy questions.
Did you ever learn about African mythology or philosophy in school?
Growing up, what stories did your parents or grandparents share, and were any of them African folktales?
Why do so many people label African mythology and religions as evil?
Have you ever called something black magic or juju? And have you wondered why African spirituality is often seen in a negative light?
What exactly does African mythology mean when most of their spiritual practices are still alive today?
Are Christianity and other Abrahamic faiths compatible with African religions, or were Africans the first Christians?
Most importantly, what did our ancestors believe before colonialism?
And why do some African cultures honor animals as ancestors or view nature itself as divine?
And how have these beliefs shaped societies in ways we're only beginning to understand?
You might be wondering why we're delving deeper into African mythology and religion.
Well, much like the rivers that weave through the continent, these stories and beliefs flow into every aspect of life: art, music, politics, and even technology. Like what I did there.
Technology?
Yes, absolutely. Think about how storytelling traditions have adapted to digital platforms. From telling tales around the fire pit to telling tales on TikTok. Look at us now. Who'd have thought? But more of that later on.
Like most in the diaspora, we were first introduced to mythology and religion through Greek mythology, a little Norse and Roman, and even more through movies, books, comics, manga, and anime.
In sixth form college, I even chose to do religious studies and philosophy at A-level, not just because I didn't want to do maths anymore, but because I genuinely found the concept of religion and theology so interesting, and it definitely helped me answer some difficult questions.
So did I. I loved the idea of learning about other religious structures and ethics.
But you know what it was lacking? Some melanin, and I've only now started to understand the impact of leaving out a diverse range of viewpoints in the global narrative.
It makes it out like we never had the same questions, we never had culture before slavery, we weren't civilized or sophisticated enough to add to the discourse, and that's just not true.
Exactly, so let's correct that.
So in this series we'll explore African deities who created the world with a single thought, heroes who journeyed to the spirit world and back, and moral lessons narrated into epic sagas like the Legend of Mwendo.
We'll discuss cultures from the Ashanti to the Zulu, get it, A to Z, learning how their beliefs have shaped not only their own societies, but its impact on our global culture.
We'll tackle fascinating topics like the concept of the afterlife, the significance of ancestral spirits, and the role of rituals and ceremonies.
And yes, we'll even delve into how modern African societies blend traditional beliefs with contemporary life. Now, that's multitasking.
There are things that we do that have a story behind them that we just pass on as culture or superstition.
Exactly, like how my grandma says not to whistle in the summer, or how people sometimes toss a coin in a grave.
Now, fair warning, the more you learn, the more you'll see how interesting everything is, and that we are not the first to ask larger-than-life questions. Mythology, religion, and culture blurs into one beautiful picture.
It's like trying to separate the sky from the horizon. Impossible, and missing the point entirely. There's beauty all around us, and beauty in how we understand and make sense of it all.
Whether you're a mythology enthusiast, a history buff, or just curious about African pantheons, this series has something for you.
We'll laugh, we'll ponder, and we'll probably mispronounce a few words along the way, but hey, learning is a journey, and we're taking a step forward together.
So lock in, because we're about to take you on an adventure through the time, culture, and human spirit.
By the end of the series, you just might find that these ancient stories have more to do with your life than you ever imagined.
Ready?
Let's let the stories begin!